Right then, Poetry Thursday brings a poem. Here is Dr. Jennie to read you the poem.
Hello everybody. Here indeed I am to read you a poem by William Carlos Williams, who was an early part of the 20th century American poet, who I only discovered recently, well, a couple of years ago. And this is called Danse Russe.
Announced with a little tune.
How lovely. Danse Russe, which means Russian dance. If I, when my wife is sleeping, and the baby and Kathleen are sleeping, and the sun is a flame white disk in silken mists above shining trees. If I, in my north room, dance naked, grotesquely before my mirror, waving my shirt round my head, and singing softly to myself, I am lonely, lonely, I was born to be lonely, I am best so. If I admire my arms, my face, my shoulders, flanks, buttocks against the yellow drawn shades, who shall say I am not the happy genius of my household? Oh, I love that so much. Oh, am I the happy genius of our household?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Even though not sure we've got a north room to dance around in.
No.
So this dance Russe, Russian dance, Russian ballet, I think that was like a thing at the time with Diaghilev. That's okay.
They were he had the ballet Russe, Diaghilev, and
yeah, well, that was that in the same year the poem came out. That was like the eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah, because he did things like Nijinsky was one of his main attraction, I think, male ballet dancer.
Yeah.
And he did things like L'après-midi d'une faune. And
but William Carlos Williams is no Nijinsky, judging by his description.
No,
grotesquely. So.
No, but it's lovely. It's lovely.
Interesting.
I think it's a great poem. It's another one I found from listening to Frank Skinner's poetry podcast.
Right, good.
The very, very first poetry podcast he did, though not the very, very first one I listened to, was what he talked about this poem. And on the back of that, I bought The Red Wheelbarrow, which is possibly William Carlos Williams' most famous collection. It's quite early.
Right.
He says he says this thing repeats it. It comes up in various of his poems, and a lot in a poem called Patterson, which is like a massive epic poem. No ideas but in things. So basically he thinks poetry shouldn't be abstract. He said something like T.S. Eliot set the cause of modernist poetry back 100 years because it was so abstract and abstracted and ideas-based. Whereas he writes just this beautiful pictorial language that you can. There's one about an old woman eating a plum in the street, and she's there, and you can see this old woman in her worn down shoes eating this plum in the street. And some people would say, well, why is that poetic? And it kind of because it is, because it paints this moment.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and it paints this moment in your head. So yeah, I love him.
Good.
WCW.
Okay.
Big fave.
Right then,
Dr. Jennie says yes.
We will be back.
We will.
Soon with something else.
So ta-ra a bit.
Bye.
Mine, there you go.